Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In our today class, we will discuss about kinematics. What is kinematics? Kinematics is the study of motion without reference of force. Or we can say that when we study motion of objects without any reference of forces, then it is called kinematics. In kinematics, we study velocity, acceleration, speed, distance, and displacement. First, we discuss about the difference between distance and displacement. Distance is length of any path, where the displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points. Distance is a scalar quantity. SI unit of distance is meter, where the displacement is a vector quantity and its unit is meter. Distance may be any line or curve, but the displacement is always a straight line. In this picture, we can understand that there are three paths going from point A to point B. Path 1 is the distance, path 3 is also a distance, but path 2 is a displacement. Why it is displacement? Because it is the shortest distance between point A and B. It is a straight line. That is why it is a displacement. Because displacement means the shortest distance between the 2 points. It is a straight line. It is a vector quantity. So in this criteria, part 2 is from A to B is displacement. Because it is the shortest distance between A and B. It is a straight line. So the path 1 and 3 are distances from point A to B because they are not in the form of a straight line, but path 2 is a straight line, that is why it is a displacement. Now move to another example. A person has to go from a tree to his house, so he can select any two paths. One path from tree to his house is at 5 meter distance. It is represented by a straight line. So this is a displacement. But another path that is 7 meter away from his location when he is standing near a tree, then this path is a distance. He has to go from one tree to another tree, and he has to take the 4 meter distance. Then to the second tree to his house he has to travel 3 meters. So the total distance is 7 meter. If he take 5 meter path to reach his house, it is a displacement because it is the shortest distance and it is represented by a straight line. But if he takes a distance of 7 meter, it is not a displacement because he has to travel first 4 meter, then he has to travel 3 meter more. So this 7 meter is the distance from the tree to his house, but the 5 meter is the displacement from tree to his house because it is a straight line from his location to his house, but 7 meter is a distance. Now move to the next part, that is speed, velocity and acceleration. First of all, we discuss about speed. What is speed? Speed is the distance moved per unit time. So you have to memorize it. Speed is the distance moved per unit time, or we can say that speed is the distance covered by a moving object in 1 second. Repeat, distance covered by a moving object in 1 second. Or we can say that a rate of change of distance is the speed. Speed SI unit is meter per second. or distance covered by a moving object in 1 second or unit time. Speed is a scalar quantity. That means there is no need to mention direction. Now talk about velocity. Distance covered by a moving object in 1 second in a particular direction is called velocity. Rate of change of displacement is also called velocity. The difference between speed and velocity is that in speed you don't have to mention direction, but in velocity you have to mention direction. The same definition will be applicable for speed and velocity, but you have to mention direction in velocity, but you don't have to mention direction in speed. So I am repeating it again. Speed is the distance covered by a moving object in 1 second. How much distance a body is covering in 1 second is the speed, but there is no need to mention direction. But when we are talking about velocity, so the same definition of speed will be applicable, but you have to add direction. So you can say that distance covered by a moving object in 1 second in particular direction is the velocity, and distance covered by a moving object in 1 second in any direction is the speed. Velocity is the vector quantity, unit is same, meter per second, and in short form we can say that rate of change of displacement, where for speed we can say that rate of change of distance. Velocity can be found out by using the following equation. Velocity is equal to displacement divided by time, or we can say that v is equal to displacement over time. The SI unit is meter per second. In this example, we will discuss how to find out the velocity of a moving object. Suppose a car has to travel a distance of 10 meters in 5 seconds. So what would be its speed or velocity? There is a distance of 10 meters and the total time is 5 seconds. We can find out by using the equation v is equal to displacement upon time. Here the displacement is 10 meter and time is 5 seconds. So when we divide 10 meter by 5 seconds, we will have 2 meter per second. The moving car has velocity of 2 meter per second. That means it will cover distance of 2 meter in 1 second. That is its velocity. And I am repeating again, velocity means distance covered by a moving object in 1 second. In this case, car will cover 2 meter distance in 1 second. Now we will discuss acceleration. Acceleration means a rate of change of velocity. As we have learned, velocity is the rate of change of displacement and acceleration is rate of change of velocity. That means how much change is going to happen in velocity in 1 second. How much velocity changes in 1 second. Acceleration means change in velocity in 1 second or in unit time. We can find out acceleration by using the equation acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time, because rate of change means divide by time. Acceleration can be written in short form a is equal to delta v upon t, where delta v means change in velocity. In everyday language, the term accelerating means speeding up. When we use word of acceleration, that means object is speeding up. Anything whose speed is increasing is accelerating. Anything whose speed is decreasing is decelerating. Decelerating means speed is getting down or a moving object is slowing down. We should think of it as a changing velocity. Any object whose speed or direction changes has acceleration, because acceleration is a rate of change of velocity. If speed changes or direction changes, object has acceleration. In this picture you can see that if there is a change in speed, that means the object has acceleration. In the B part of this picture, you can see that if there is a change in direction, that means there is acceleration in this object. In the C option, you can see that change in both speed and direction means acceleration. So in first case, you can see if there is a change in speed, that means object has acceleration. In the B part, you can see that speed is constant, 20 meter per second. At this point, speed is again 20 meter per second, but direction has changed. That means there is acceleration, because acceleration is dependent on two things: is change in speed or change in direction, or both. In first case, speed is changing from 20 meter to 30 meter. In second case, speed remains constant, 20 meter per second after this point, but direction changes. So in both cases, there is an acceleration in the motion of the object. But in third case, speed changes from 20 meter to 30 meter and direction also changes. In this case also, there is acceleration in the motion of the object. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, and it depends on two things: change in speed or change in direction, or both. We can find out acceleration by using the equation acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time taken. The unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Now we understand uniform or constant acceleration. In this example, you can see that a body is said to be moving with uniform acceleration if its velocity changes are equal interval of time. Here in this example, you can see that at time 0 second, the velocity is 0 meter per second. But after 1 second, the velocity becomes 5 meter per second, and after 2 second, it becomes 10 meter per second. And in every second, its velocity changes 5 meter per second. We can see that the acceleration is 5 meter per second square. But in non-uniform acceleration, a body is said to be moving with non-uniform acceleration if its velocity changes are not equal to the interval of time. At time 0, the velocity is 0 meter per second, but after 1 second it becomes 5 meter, after 2 seconds it becomes 9, and after 3 seconds it becomes 13. In this example, it is clearly understood that there is no uniformity in acceleration. Now we discuss an example of acceleration. An aircraft accelerates from 50 meter per second to 150 meter per second in 25 seconds. What is its acceleration? In this example, it is given that there are two velocities, 50 meter per second and 150 meter per second, and the velocity changes in 25 seconds. When we have to find out acceleration, we have two velocities. First velocity is called u and the second velocity is called v. And change in velocity means difference of velocities. We have to find the difference between the velocities. 150 is v and u is 50 meter, and the time is 25 seconds. When we are going to find out acceleration, what we have to do? We have to find the difference of velocities divided by time, because acceleration is equal to delta v over t, or delta v means v minus u, or v is the final velocity and u is the initial velocity, and this change happens in 25 seconds. When we subtract 50 from 150 and divide by 25, we get the answer of 4 meter per second square. In this case, aircraft acceleration is 4 meter per second square. In the second example, we can understand that a car is brought to rest in 5 seconds from a speed of 10 meter per second. What is the average deceleration of the car? As we have discussed that deceleration means the moving object velocity is decreasing. Acceleration means moving object velocity is increasing, and deceleration means moving object velocity is decreasing. When a car is brought to rest in 5 seconds, its final velocity becomes 0 because it is going to stop in 5 seconds. And its initial velocity is 10 meter per second because it was moving with a 10 meter per second velocity, and it is brought to rest in 5 seconds. When a object is brought to rest in some time, then its final velocity is 0. Remember in your mind, when object is at rest and start moving, then its initial velocity will be 0, and initial velocity is represented by u and final velocity is represented by v. If object is at rest and start moving, then its initial velocity or u value will be 0, and in another case object is moving with certain velocity and brought to rest after after taking some time, then its final velocity will be 0. There are two cases you have to remember in your mind. If object is at rest, then its initial velocity, that is represented by u, is 0. If a object is moving with certain velocity and brought to rest, then its final velocity, that is represented by v, is 0. So in this case, a car is brought to rest in 5 seconds. So in this case, the final velocity or v is 0 and initial velocity is the velocity with which car is moving, that is 10 meter per second. To find the acceleration, we have to find out the difference of velocities. Difference of velocity is v minus u, or final velocity minus initial velocity. In this case, car is brought to rest. That means the final velocity is 0 and initial velocity is the velocity with which car is moving, that is 10. When we subtract 10 from 0, we get minus 10. And the total time in which car brought to rest is the 5 seconds. So we divide minus 10 by 5 and we get the answer of 2 meter per second square, but with negative sign, and negative sign shows that the car is decelerating or is going to be stopped very soon in 5 seconds. Now we discuss distance time graph. There are 5 types of distance time graph. When object is not moving, you have to draw two lines. One line represents distance and the second line represents time. Time is represented on x-axis and distance is represented on y-axis. When you are being asked to draw distance time graph for an object which is at rest, which is not moving, what you have to do? You have to draw two axes, distance and time on x and y axis, then draw line at any point. You have to give a general idea. Object is not moving, so you have to draw a line which is parallel to time, and it is a straight line. There is no motion of the object. Object is at rest. In the second graph, you have to show that object is moving with uniform velocity, increasing uniform velocity or increasing uniform speed. You have to draw a line from the origin in between of distance and time axis. Time is on x-axis and distance is on y-axis. You have to draw a line in between of distance and time because with equal interval of time, moving object cover equal interval of distance. You have to draw a line from origin and it should be in between of distance and time if object is moving with increasing uniform speed. In third case, object is moving but non-uniformly. You have to draw curve from distance time, and the curve will start from the origin or near to origin, but it is not a straight line, but it is a curve. Why? Because object is moving non-uniformly. It is not moving in equal interval of time and it does not cover equal interval of distance. Now move to the fourth case, that is object speed is decreasing uniformly. You have to draw a line from distance to time but in the opposite direction of the second case. As you can see that this speed is decreasing, so you have to draw from any point on the distance axis to the time axis. It gives just a rough idea. In the last case, object speed is decreasing but non-uniformly. You cannot draw a straight line because in the non-uniform case you have to draw a curved line. Speed is decreasing is same as the fourth case, but non-uniformly means not a straight line but a curved line. Here the question is, why should we use distance time graph? The answer is we can find the speed of a moving object by using distance time graph. In this example you can see that car has to travel 40 meter in 4 seconds. When we have a graph of distance time, the time will be represented on x-axis by pointing out 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 seconds. Distance can be mentioned on distance axis, that is a vertical axis, 10, 20, 30 and 40 interval of seconds. The line will be drawn from origin because motion of car is uniform. When you find the gradient of distance time graph, you will find the speed of object. In this case, 30 is divided by 3 and you will get the answer of 10 meter per second, or 40 is divided by 4 and you will have the answer of 10 meter per second. In short, you can say that the gradient of the distance time graph represents the speed of the object. Now move to the speed time graph. There are 6 types of speed time graph. When object is not moving, the speed time graph will be represented by this way. Time will be on horizontal axis or x-axis, where the speed will be on the vertical axis or y-axis. There will be no line or curve when object is not moving. It is little bit different from the distance time graph. In distance time graph, if object is at rest, there will be a line parallel to time axis. But in speed time graph, there will be no line or curve when object is not moving or at rest. In the second case, object is moving with a uniform speed or constant speed. What you have to do to represent this graph is, you have to draw a line parallel to time axis. You can draw this line from any point on the speed axis, but it must be a straight line and parallel to time. In the third case, object is moving. In the third case, object is accelerating or its speed increases uniformly. You have to draw a line from origin. It should be a straight line in between of speed and time axis. When object is accelerating uniformly or speed is increasing uniformly, as we have discussed previously, we have to draw a line from origin, but this line should be a straight line, because when object is accelerating uniformly or moving uniformly, it is represented by a straight line. But this line should start from origin. It is a straight line and in between of speed and time, because object speed is increasing uniformly. With equal interval of time, speed increases. In the fourth case, object is accelerating non-uniformly. In any case of non-uniformly speeding or accelerating, you have to draw a curved line. It should start from origin or near to origin, and it is a curved line in between of speed and time. In the fifth case, object is decelerating uniformly. Speed of object is decreasing. Object is going down to stop, or object speed is getting slow with equal interval of time. That means object is decelerating uniformly. You have to draw a line from speed to time. It must be a straight line. When our object is decelerating or accelerating, it is represented by a straight line. But in case of accelerating, the line will start from origin. In case of decelerating, line will not start from the origin but any point on the speed axis. In the sixth case, you can see that object is decelerating non-uniformly. In this case, you have to draw a curved line. Whenever object is decelerating, increasing, you have to use a curve. In this case, line will start from speed axis and will end to the time axis, but not a straight line, because for the representation of non-uniform movement you have to use a curved line. What is the advantage of using speed time graph? By using speed time graph we can find out acceleration of moving object. We can also find distance traveled by moving object. So in speed time graph we can find out two things: acceleration of a moving object and the distance traveled by moving object. In distance time graph we can find out speed of a moving object, but in speed time graph we can find out acceleration as well as distance traveled by moving object. How would we find out? Let's see in this example. The gradient of the speed time graph is equal to the acceleration of object. We can find out two things by using speed time graph. By using the gradient of speed time graph we can find out the acceleration of the object. In this example we can see that object start moving with a zero velocity or zero speed per meter per second, and its velocity becomes 40 meter per second in 4 seconds. We can find out acceleration of the object by using the gradient of the speed time graph. Here the gradient is 30 divided by 3 and we get the answer of acceleration 10 meter per second square. For doing this we have to use acceleration equation, that is a is equal to v minus u upon t, as we have discussed previously. V in this case is 40 and the u is 10 and the time is 3. When we subtract 10 from 40 and divide by 3 we get the answer of 10 meter per second. For this straight line that is starting from the 0 and ends at 40 at 4 seconds, the gradient of this line at any point will give us acceleration of the moving object. We can also find out distance traveled by moving object. In this example you can find out distance traveled by moving object by finding out area under the time graph, speed time graph. In this case you can see that it is a trapezium. For finding out distance traveled by moving object of represented in this graph, we have to find out the area under the speed time graph. This shape is trapezium. If we know the trapezium area equation or formula, we can find out the distance traveled by moving object. In this case the area of the trapezium is 1 upon 2 a plus b h into h. In this case a is this line and b is this line and h is the height. A, you can find out the length of a is, this line ends at 4 and this turning point start from 1. You can find out a is, the length of a is 4 minus 1 is 3. This length is represented by a and this length is 3 units, and the length of b is 6 from 0 to 6. The length of this line that is represented by b is 6 and the height of the trapezium is 30. You can see that at this corner the height of the trapezium is 30. So you use the formula 1 upon 2 into a plus b into h. A is 3 in this case, b is 6 and h is 30. When you solve all these values you get 135 meter. That is the distance traveled by the object whose speed is 30 meter in 1 second. It remains constant by the 4 second in 4 second, and after 6 seconds it stops. How much distance it has traveled? It has traveled 135 meter by finding the area of this shape, you can find out the area of the moving object. By using a speed time graph, we can find out acceleration and distance traveled. Distance traveled is calculated or can be measured by finding